All right, we're rolling back with another episode of On the Delo. And if you've been listening to this for a while, yes, I got rid of the introduction music. A little too much. I mean, we can play a little bit right now, right? All right, there you go. No, I just trying to dive into it now, right? And just get things going. So here we are. This is episode 151. That's right. And on today's episode, I want to talk about dogs. You know why? Because I love dogs. And if you're listening to this, there's a good chance you love dogs too. So there's a lot of benefits of having a dog. And my wife and I are absolutely on board with this because we now have 3. That's right. Just this week, we got another puppy. And it's been about 9 years since our middle dog, Leia, who is incredibly amazing, a little feisty, but incredibly amazing nonetheless. And then we have Jersey, our older dog, and she's about 10 years old. Jersey, the sweetest thing ever, doesn't do anything but love people, and they're both great dogs, full of energy when they want to be, full of laziness most of the time. Jersey loves to walk, Leia loves to chase balls. They both love food. Leia loves food a little bit more than Jersey. So we were like, Kim and I, my wife, we were like, you know what? Why don't we just get a 3rd dog? So we did. Another miniature Australian Shepherd. We have named her Indy, I-N-D-Y, Ann, so is her middle name, Indy Ann. And then DiLorenzo, of course, after the DiLorenzo family. I did not underestimate, nor did I overestimate the power of the puppy, the power of the puppy's teeth, the power of the puppy's ability to go and take a shit at the blink of an eye, like you're not even realizing it. The power of the puppy to leave pee-pee anywhere in the house and you not even know that it happened. The power of the puppy to be right below your feet 1 minute and then gone the next. And for you to almost break your ass. Oh, and the power of the puppy's squeal when put inside of a crate, which I will get to, has gotten a lot better. This one, I obligated myself to train a little bit. What does that mean? Well, I'm the worst at disciplining. I can't discipline my kids. I can't discipline my wife, obviously, nor do I want to. She disciplines me. I can't discipline my employees. I'm just bad at it, right? Do you think I'm gonna discipline a puppy? Hell no. I'm just gonna love that puppy all day long. No matter how hard it bites me, no matter how many times it shits in the house, no matter how loud it squeals, we're just gonna figure this out. So here we are, a week into the puppy. Not even a week. We picked up the puppy on Monday. Today is Friday. We're recording this. Tomorrow's February 1st. Can you all believe that? February 1. Here we go. So we picked up the puppy, and just like the other 2 dogs, Leia and Jersey, from the moment I saw her, I fell in love. Kim fell in love too. Drove her home and put her in front of the 2 other dogs, got acclimated a little bit. Leia's still a little bit feisty 5 days later, but it's gonna work out. It's gonna be good. Everybody, what is funny about dogs and now having 3, and those of you that are listening that have dogs and are dog lovers, what's really ironic about having dogs is that they all have personalities, just like you and me, and hopefully some of these other friends that you have. Some people don't have personalities. I think dogs a lot of times have more personalities than some people that I know. But they all have personalities, and really understanding the personalities and negotiating between the personalities and making sure that the new one comes in and finds her place within the pack, but also there's a dominance that goes on with the 2 other ones that are used to doing these certain things, these habits and all these other things. So it's been an interesting journey so far. We always thought about 3. We kind of joked about it. We didn't think that it was actually going to happen. I cherish my sleep. So does my wife. We've had to adjust our schedule a little bit. I sleep in another room with the crate next to me. Again, the first 2 dogs slept on my stomach from day 1 because I can't train anything. So this one has gotten used to the crate, and I will say successfully, even after night 2. This cute little Indy, she has slept wonderfully in the crate. Past couple nights, no squealing. She just knows it's bedtime, lays her little head down, turn the light off, and we're good to go. I might get up 1 or 2 times and I throw her out into the abyss of the cold. Of course, I'm right there with her, and I'm standing there. I go potty, she potties, and we have a good life back to bed. So that's what's going on. But this podcast is more in general about dogs, and I want to talk about the benefits of having a dog, right? What are the benefits that we get? What are the benefits that I think you all would agree to? Number 1, I really think that dogs give us a mental health boost. I do believe that petting a dog, having a dog can help reduce stress. It helps with anxiety. I think a lot of times even depression, having somebody to talk to that doesn't talk back is amazing. Having somebody lick your face, having somebody you can go on a walk with, get some exercise. And for the most part, at least with my dogs, it's unconditional love all the time. The minute I walk in the door is the first time that they've ever seen me, or I've been gone for 15 years and they're so excited. I love that. I love it when they stare out the window when I leave, and I love it when they're at the door when I come home, and I get kisses from everybody. Petting a dog, as I had said, releases oxytocin or whatever. It's a feel-good hormone, as we know. And who doesn't love to pet a dog? I mean, what? Look, there's petting zoos. You can pet llamas and all sorts of stuff, but at least a dog you can buy and have in your home and pet it all the time, right? And I really think that dogs, they can tell a story. They can encourage mindfulness. They can encourage you to live in the moment, because that's what a dog does. A dog lives right in the moment. When a dog is fixated or into something in that moment, they're not on TikTok. They're not worried about what the next thing that the president's doing. They do not care. They're in that moment. And I really think we can learn from that from a meditative standpoint of being in that moment with our dog. So when we're playing with a dog, we can throw the ball, we can talk to them, we can roll on the floor with them, do all those sorts of things. What about physical health improvements? So as I had said before, daily walks, playtimes, outdoor adventures, having them be your buddy. There's nothing better than walking the dog. When I used to be an avid runner, I unfortunately neglected, I know I neglected Jersey because I'd be so tired from running so much and doing all that. And that's where I was at. Kim would walk Jersey, which was great. And now my favorite thing to do, because I want to get my steps in, 10,000 a day, usually more. I love to walk Jersey first thing in the morning, and we'll do anywhere from 2 to 4 miles, and I'm getting my steps in, I'm getting the physical activity. It's great. I have low blood pressure, so they say dog owners have lower blood pressure. So I would state that's a fact with our family, because it does help with the blood pressure and the cortisol levels. I guess that's just a fact that's out there. Caring for a dog definitely, keeps you active, especially, again, getting a puppy. I'm exhausted. We're in bed by 7:30 now. It used to be 8 o'clock. Now it's like 7:30 because I'm so tired just chasing this thing around. And bless my wife, she's the one that has to do most of the work because she's home doing all the things that need to be done around there and taking care of these animals. And we're in a great position. We're very blessed to be able to, partake in that sort of thing. I never want to neglect an animal, and that comes from physical exercise, attention, all that stuff. So Kim is really tired because she's running around circles chasing a puppy, cleaning piss and shit, and making sure that they don't, bite each other. Again, I know that situation will get better. There is an aspect of social connection when it comes to dogs. So dogs are great icebreakers for some people. Say you're single, you have a dog, right? There's a hot chick over there. She's got a dog. What a great icebreaker, right? Hey, what kind of dog do you have? Hey, what's your dog's name? And then the dog bites her dog, and then you're screwed. But when I was single and I had a dog, people would come and talk to me. They're like, oh, how's your dog? So I think there's a lot of social interaction things. There's things that you can do as far as bringing your dog to a dog park, if that's your thing. And a lot of people enjoy that. A lot of people bring their dogs to breweries. They drink beers with their dogs, right? And that's become a very popular thing in the last, say, 10 years or so. So definitely a social aspect to having a dog. There are always, dog activities, training classes, local groups. There's things to build community through having dogs, being a dog lover, and also, charitable events where you can raise money and help dogs that have been neglected or, not really taken care of. I guess that would be neglected, but just being able to raise money to help animal shelters. True fact, when Kim and I got married 10 years ago, we were at Pedalhaus, which is a brewery, which allows dogs. And we asked for no wedding gifts, and we ended up raising about $5,000 for the Tempe animal shelter. So we love to give back to animal causes because animals really are the heart and soul of just love, right? Love and laughter and everything. I will say this is a good one for me. Structure and routine. If you have a dog, you have a lot of structure and routine if you're somebody like me. So again, getting up early, knowing I gotta get my steps in, go take Jersey for a walk. I get back, it's 6 o'clock, it's feeding time for the dogs, it's playtime, it's come do the trash with me. It's all of these things that we do that we create structure and routine and keeps us on top of our game. Even when we travel, it's making sure that you pack for the dogs and you do all these things. And when we are at our tiny home, when we're up north, we have our whole routines that are up there too. And I'll tell you, these dogs are really smart, and most dogs are. They know their routine. They know when 6 o'clock, for our dogs, it's 6 a.m. and it's 4 p.m. They know what time it is. They will sit and lean against the wall and they will wait for their food and they will look at you and they will say, where is my mother food? But they know, dogs know. And they have habits and they have routines, and it's really cool, and it helps us with our routine as well. I do believe that there's a sense of purpose, and when knowing your dog, and knowing their personalities and knowing their routines, it really helps ground you as a person, and honestly, it helps me with my routines as well. Emotional support. A dog will always be good emotional support, at least in my case, that is true. And one of the things that we don't get 100% in the human effect of things is loyalty. The one word that I would attach with a dog is absolute loyalty. They are there to help you when you're sad. They're there to be there when you're happy. They don't care about the emotion. They're just there to be there for you. And they're again, dogs at the door when I'm home, dogs out the window looking at me when I leave. They are your number one cheerleader, and they love you for all that. Family bonding. Dogs can teach kids how to be empathetic and responsibility. Obviously, if kids need to do their chores and pick up the dog poop, feed the dogs, it can create this job for the kids to have a responsibility. It can also create a sense of compassion for the kids, knowing that they have an animal to take care of, and there's some compassion that goes along with that. They bring families together, obviously, for shared walks, playtime, care routines, all that sort of stuff. Dogs can really bring a family together. And dogs are protectors. They do give a sense of safety and security to your home. Probably not so much our dogs, but maybe they have a Doberman and a Rottweiler or something with big teeth. At least our dogs will bark. They bark at everything that comes to the door. So I'm sure, if you don't see them, you might be like, okay, they have dogs. But again, dogs will certainly be protectors for you, and when they get to know the family and become a part of it, it's a good sense of safety and all that sort of thing. For kids, I've seen, true story, Shotzi, my Australian Shepherd, you can tell I have a theme here with Australian Shepherds. Shotzi, my Australian Shepherd, when I was a kid, and I was being raised in Arizona, I had a big wheel. Remember those big wheels? You go travel around on them. And I had a big wheel, and I would go out and just cruise the neighborhood on the big wheel, right? Mainly the driveway, not really a neighborhood. But I remember one time, and my dad, he, tells me this story quite a bit, because it was a big deal then. I was taking the big wheel out, and I went out into the middle of the street, and there was a car that didn't see me, and it was coming right at me, and Shotzi ran out into the middle of the street and stopped that car before it hit little Delo on his big wheel. So the point of telling you that story is the fact that dogs are protectors. They have a sense of, safety, that they want to make sure that the owners and those that they love are taken care of. Dogs are entertainment, obviously. They can entertain us. They all have their quirky personalities. They all have their things. Leia, who again is our middle dog, she's great. In the morning, she will sit with her mom. She'll sit on the lap while mom's having coffee, and I'll come in and I'll give mom the look. I'll be like, all right, Kim, it's time. And then Leia all of a sudden will flip all the way back on her back with her head in mom's chest and then expose her belly. And whenever we say bellies, she just does it automatically. It looks like this folding chair that just kind of folds up and boom, and it's so funny. So we go, Leia, bellies, and it's just one of the coolest things. Again, keeps me laughing, smiling. I'll always, always remember all of that for the rest of my life, and I enjoy it to this day. They are a sense of surprise. They can certainly be, let's just say, resilient with their way of, being crazy with their different demeanors and the different things that they do. And it's, it's fun to watch them grow and evolve into different things. And so life is never boring with your dog, never, especially even on mundane days. They will do things that sometimes will just absolutely surprise you. The thing about dogs is that they give you a lifelong lesson in love and resilience. They teach us, in my opinion, unconditional love. And a friend of mine just texted me over something that literally made me cry. But everything makes me cry, honestly. I'm just old and probably have too much estrogen. But the thing is that what the synopsis of what she had sent over to me was the fact that, why would you get a dog? They don't live that long, but when they do live, they live a full and amazing life. So why would you put yourself under that complete, just like, I don't know, sadness, that would just tragically just pull us all apart, the Rainbow Bridge thing. And I've lost quite a few dogs myself, and I still have memories and great love for them and think about them quite a bit. So you think about what the eventuality is in a short period of time, because they don't live very long. They really don't. And all relative things, the time goes by so fast. And all we can do for that short period of time is love them as much and as well as we can. But I really think the reward, both for the animal and both for us as owners, way extends any sort of sadness, because without that opportunity, without that energy, without that passion and light, then why would dogs even exist? Why would we need them? And I think that they're here for a purpose, and albeit it's a short time, their purpose is to come and give us 100 times the amount of love that you or me as a human being is even capable of giving. So enjoy your animal, enjoy your dog, enjoy the love that they give you, living authentically, knowing that you're living in a way that is just so beautiful and happy. And don't take for granted with them. Don't leave them, in a situation where they're not being, hung out with or talked to. Don't neglect the dog. They're going to remind us to always live in the moment and appreciate the little things, because a 10-year-old dog in human years is really 65. Think about that. At least that's what the charts say. But feeding them correctly, loving them, and just being there for them as much as they are there for you, that is my goal, and that's the love that we have. So remember, their time with us, yes, it is short, but their impact will always last a lifetime. So I want to thank you for listening to this. I thought it was a little bit different. It was something loving that I could give as I go into the conquest of having another puppy and now 3 dogs. Dogs really help me in every aspect of my life. in loving them, it helps me become more loving and have some connectivity with my family, even with business, with people. When you have a dog, you talk about the dogs, you talk about the things in life that happen. I'm not saying people with dogs are better people, not at all. But I am saying that people with dogs, I think, do have a better life than people that don't have dogs. That's just my opinion because I'm biased. So thank you everybody for listening, and woof to all of you. And please, if you get a chance, subscribe to the podcast. I've got a lot of cool stuff going on. We've got the Built Different Mastermind going on, and it's free to subscribe to the Mastermind. Also, if you can give it a 5-star, share it with your friends, anybody that loves dogs, at least for this episode. We'll be back with another guest pretty soon. Again, this is episode 151, and I want to thank you all for listening. Peace out.